Who would you say is suitable for your institution?
Those that have OND in electrical engineering, those that go to government technical school. My institute train them because that is where you get your linesmen, that's where you get your electrical fitters, that's where you get the cable jointers, and that's where you get the district substation operators. These are those that have left secondary school and they have gone to government technical school, or they have just obtained ordinary national diploma, OND. So the institute is open for varieties of people. We train for as long as you are a technical person. You can find a place. We look at your entry level, we'll be able to fit you and tell you this is where we are going to start to train you. Then when you come to non-technical, that one is equally a bigger family. Because without collecting the cash, then the upstream cannot be supported. So those who go out to look at your meter, to send bills to you, or if you are using prepayment meter, to make sure that every single unit of electricity that passes through to your house is monitored and billed. People who make it possible to be sure that you are not cheated and the utility that is giving the power is not cheated, they have to be trained.
But there's a lot of cheating.
Well, it is a lot of cheating that happens, but then that has to do with moral. And when you come to our institute as well, we start from there. Because we do a complete reorientation of the ideas. So we train non-technical. You have accountants, you have auditors, all these, you have legal personnel. Then you have the human resources development department. All these are what we call non-technical courses that have to do with electricity. Without them, you can still, there will be chaos. You won't be able to handle exactly how to manage this. So management, project management is equally very, very important. So we have the technical side that makes sure that the product is there. Then we have the non-technical side that makes sure that this product is sold and the money is received.
So now your institute has bridged the gap, if I'm getting you correctly, and that is why we're having this constant electricity supply. Does this suggest, though, that it wasn't corruption that was the problem all this while?
No. Corruption is still there. You can't remove corruption. Corruption is still there because a lot, like I've just told you, somebody has to ensure that you have the opposite flow of cash to support the upstream. So you have a lot of corruption there. The utility is not actually making the money because the people working, the people responsible for bringing in this cash is unlike GSM, where it's almost zero human intervention for the money to come back. In electricity, you have to physically get to the place for you to disconnect. You have to physically deliver your bill. You have to physically read the meter when we were using postpaid meter. And you have, for as long as a human being, one-on-one, no third person, so many things go underground. And that affects the total cash collection that you're supposed to. So the corruption definitely cannot be ruled out. But that is just part of what was making us not to have power, adequate power. Because if the money is not there, if at the end of the day, end of the month, collection efficiency is less than 50%. Losses we have in the system, there are so many losses we have in the system, technical and commercial losses we have in the system. Those ones are not, well, commercial losses, yes, you can talk of corruption. Technical losses, you cannot talk of corruption. Those ones we are equally responsible. But of all this, it's human being that make it happen. So, and when you are not training the human beings, then you don't expect to get these things perfect. And they will manifest, corruption will manifest.
What would the future portend?
The future is bright. Federal government thought it wise to establish NAPTIN. And right now it's being expanded. A lot of development partners are coming in to assist NAPTIN, like AFD. AFD has a grant of 260,000 euro for feasibility studies of how to make NAPTIN sustainable, be on its own. GIZ has quite a lot, both in technical manpower, assistance. One of them is with NAPTIN. And they are planning big as well. Then we have the World Bank. We have the USAID. All these people are coming in. Now, after the visit of Mr. President, the last visit to the 22nd of July visit, NAPTIN was chosen as a center of excellence that the American government, through their Department of Energy, will be coming to expand NAPTIN, institutionalize NAPTIN, and make it an entrepreneurial center, not only for electricity, but as well for oil and gas. This is one of the take-homes, the offshoots of the visit of Mr. President. So if you look at what future do you have for NAPTIN, I mean, the future is very, very bright. And not only that, if we are looking at 20,000 megawatts, 40,000 megawatts in the future, then you must have to fortify the training institute that will be producing those who are going to make this happen.
So what's your final word?
The final word, Gimbia, is that the federal government will keep doing what they are doing. As well, the private sector, that is the new owners of the facilities for this electricity, is being privatized, should equally recognize that without training, they cannot get the best of their activities, of their operation. So they will equally partner with NAPTIN and as well open their doors, their windows for graduates from NAPTIN, because they can be compared. If you talk to our graduates, they will be able to tell you what they have achieved. So many of them have trained about 800. The number that is required to match and mount the physical infrastructure for 20,000 megawatts at least. The technical staff, or the technical workforce should not be anything less than 12,600 from the manpower planning which we have done. But we don't have close to it yet. And the private sector need to sponsor their own staff, technical and non-technical, to NAPTIN, so that these improvements will continue to be sustained and improved upon.
Engineer Ruben Okeke, I want to thank you so much indeed for speaking to us on State of the Nation.
Thank you, Kimbia. I'm so grateful.
Let's know your thoughts on the subject. The discussion continues online. You can tweet at Gimba003 and we'll keep the discussion going. This is State of the Nation. I am Gimba Omar, and bye for now.